What's up, everyone?
Yeah, 60-year-olds take a little while to come down the stairs, apparently. Yeah, right?
I just saw you the other night. You were at a drug deal.
Surprise! Did you know, Dad?
We have you.
No?
What's up, G?
Did you see Greg?
I just saw Greg running across.
Change that.
Yeah. Nice.
You're gonna have to change it. Since no one likes being the one to start, except for my dad, who likes to start a bunch of different things but never seems to finish any of them. Today we are celebrating my dad's 60th birthday, and we couldn't think of a better way to celebrate than to roast him like he has to many of us.
No way.
When I think of my dad, I think about his temper and how glad I am that I didn't get it. God damn it, Heather, I'm talking! Fucking jazz. I also think about the holidays when I think about my parents. One of the Bowler family traditions on Christmas was all the kids would get up really early and go into my parents' room. My dad would always do his morning ritual and go into the bathroom, and all of his kids would have to wait. Well, one morning I decided to go into the bathroom after him, and my dad left the shower curtain open. And to my surprise, two massive dildos to each side of the shower. I guess Christmas always came early for my dad. In all seriousness, my dad provided pretty well for us all. There wasn't a day that any of us kids went without. Kind of like how my dad never went a day without a good pounding from his best friend, Craig. Alright, I think that's enough for me. This next person changed my dad's life forever, and I'd like to introduce him the way that my dad always referred to him growing up. Derek! God damn it, get up here!
All right, so my dad is known for his anger issues, especially when he's watching the Jazz or the Chiefs not scoring a single point in the first 3 quarters of the Super Bowl against the Eagles. I've had to warn people who came over to my house when I was younger if a Jazz game was on, so they can mentally prepare themselves for what they're about to experience. My favorite time is when I was on my first date with Colette, and my dad was upstairs at the game, yelling at the game. I'm sure it was a nice possible glimpse of what she was getting herself into. I've had friends who were scared to come back to the house because my dad scared them from screaming at them. Who? What I had to explain to them is actually how soft he was. He talked to get big game, and he would warn us that if we kept acting up, he would whoop our asses with a belt. We pushed him too far one night, and he stomped downstairs, and we were ready for our said whooping. Smack. He stomped away, and the second he was out of earshot, I said to Jordan, "Pussy." And we laughed about it. He's all bark and no bite, but he's a great dad, and I love you.
Pussy.
I guarantee he said that too.
All right, I'm looking around, and I did write some things, but I also forgot to finish them. So, so pretty much, you know, my dad has a very close relationship with this next person. I thought it was kind of weird, you know, just a little too close until I met my ex, Tom, and his sister and his relationship.
That's sick.
Sister, and she's gonna be next.
Ow.
That was too much.
No fucking mercy.
I'm not from Utah. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay. So Bob is launching the campaign to make 60 great again. So let me tell you, boy, is he killing it. So far, his back, his knees, and his memory have all dropped out of the race. Bob is so damn popular, he already has a huge motorcade of followers of all kinds. Rascals, walkers, and wheelchairs. Bob wants to stop all this crazy illegal border crossings. So starting with his nose hair crossing the border of his upper lip. Everyone knows that Bob has still got it. That's right, Bob, you've still got it.
I know.
High cholesterol, joint pain, and subscription to AARP. Oh yeah.
The anger's getting better though.
Bob is on fire, man. He is smoking. You know, Bob, 60 is 21 in Celsius. So technically, you're still hot, just not in Fahrenheit anymore. Bob has picked a top-notch cabinet, too. Only the very best in his cabinet. Metamucil, Bengay, Viagra, Prevacid. This cabinet has everything you need to make it go through, make it move, make it go up, and make it go down. And no matter what the Democrats or the beta blockers say, Bob is still young at heart. Anything else is fake news. Speaking of fake news, I think it's time to stop some of these liberal rumors in their tracks. Bob's birth certificate is not filed as a historical document, even if it was written in Roman numerals. His hairline is not in the witness relocation program. Bob's favorite club is not Costco. It's the Kona Coffee Club. From what I
Oh,
hear.
hell yeah.
And Bob, 60 is just a number. Of course, so is 911. And like promises made, promises kept, Bob's slogan is similar. Promises you can't remember. We forget what we promised, but we promised it was great. 60 is the new 40, his knees are the new 80, and his bedtime is the new 7:30.
Oh, that's you.
I know. And forget over the hill. Bob built the damn hill. He owns the hill. He landscaped the hill, and now he screams at the neighbor kids to get off his hill. And Bob, as much as I want to defend your age, I just couldn't last night. I have to tell you, when your wife and girls came over to decorate, they brought over some of your baby pictures. And I looked at him and I was like, Bob, they're cardboard. Your fucking baby pictures are printed on cardboard. How do I defend that?
You're black and white.
But honestly, Bob, it wasn't easy to come up with a roast on you because you've been the most amazing brother I could ever ask for. I'm really proud of the old man you've become. But can somebody get this guy a shot of Metamucil or something so we can toast him? And you make 60 great again. And just like this old picture, I will always have your back, and just as you've always had mine. And that's not fake news.
Scratching the back.
That's awesome.
I want to introduce Daddy's little princess who can't do anything wrong except get pregnant with someone after 2 weeks.
Whoa! That's so gross.
We roasted everyone here.
Wow.
I roasted Craig. I did not expect that. So, give me a second. So.
jot down, but if I stumble over some words, just know I got it from my dad, so. Alright, first of all, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out tonight. We did invite some of my dad's friends, but all my mom's friends showed up, so. A lot of people say I got my looks from my dad. I would like to thank him especially for his getting his girlish legs from him. So.
Except for my money.
That's very true. We're not roasting me, we're roasting you. So my dad's been a loan officer for 30 plus years. He's always on the phone with clients, and he said, you know, a bunch of times, we're clear to close and no conditions. And so I've always thought, okay, well, he's just talking business. To come to find out, he's on the phone with Jeff. So he's clear to close. Oh, you're doing something real quick. Hold on. I forgot these. Oh, so.
Just look at that picture right there, what you're talking about.
Oh, there's a reason it's there. Alright, so, my dad always leaves a trail of sunflower seeds wherever he goes, and I always wondered why. Until now, his old age, I've realized he's eating them and leaving them behind to find his way back home. So here's some sunflower seeds to find your way back home tonight. My grandpa makes a short story long, but my dad makes a long story short. So he doesn't tell you the whole story, and that's because he gets lost.
Once you figure it out.
And he forgets what he's saying. He doesn't even know he's in a conversation, let alone that he's the one that started it. I just wanted to say we do have some surprise guests tonight. And it's not who you think it is. It's not Tom. He would be here all night if it was. So, okie dokie. Here's the child you forget about since he's not around until his car breaks down or his basement's flooded. So, over here at the TV we have a few people.
Happy birthday, Uncle Bob. Sorry we couldn't be there tonight. It's just not hip to be around. Baby. Just kidding.
But Hudson's bedtime is at 7 p.m. Your bedtime is about the same time. Anyway, we love you. Wish we could be there. And we'll see you soon.
Have a great day. We love you. Bob, happy 60th. We thought it was only right to film this video in front of the one and only creature
Stevie Wonder.
you've been chasing
What?
your entire life.
Oh my God.
Uncle Bob is going to freak out.
This guy trims his ear hair.
Look, evidence. I love fried chicken.
Just like Montana. Remember that trip? We saw a bunch of KFC boxes behind a dumpster. Bob was convinced it was a Bigfoot feeding ground.
Oh my God.
He just don't want to admit that he spent 6 years becoming a legend, hunting, playing pool, raising 4 amazing kids, and tracking creatures that most people think are myths.
Like Bigfoot and your hairline.
Unbelievably impossible. Which is why we still think the Jazz might have a championship. Happy 60th birthday, Bob.
We love you, you big, hairy legend.
On your 60th birthday, Bob, I would like to share a few stories with everyone.
Yeah, whatever.
Saturday morning, woke up and asked Bob where his car was. He said he had to leave it at his friend's house because of a flat tire, and that he needed to go get it. But he didn't want us to help him go get it. Our suspicions rapidly rose, and Jerry insisted on taking him out to get his car. As we drove to where his car was, which was not at any of his friends' homes, we drove out past town and noticed the beer cans in the fire pit and realized it was a party place for kegers. Bob insisted he did not know it was a kegger and tried to...
Whatever. That's embellishing the story.
I didn't tell her to do that at all.
No.
I'm watching the reflection.
This is embarrassing.
Short lecture Jerry had with Bob when we were at home that took hours. It was a good thing that Bob did not drive home after not drinking anything. Do you think Bob was innocent or guilty?
Guilty.
No doubt.
Bar in a rough part of the town, telling us that the parents of Robert Bowler needed to come down and pick up his confiscated driver's license. It seemed the alterations of
Why do they make shit up?
Who's Robert Bowler?
I know. Who's this Robert? Fake.
We went down and picked it up and were waiting at
She
home.
watched this on CNN.
Are you sure it was
That better?
Then the owner of the Caboose Bar called and wanted us to pick up his license. Then we asked him how it got there. Answer was a pause, then maybe someone at school picked it up and tried to use it there. As the story goes, there was yet another short lecture that continued until the wee hours of the night. This next story, I actually have the exact date and time of the events. It was a warm Friday night, August 6th, 1982. And all the kids were playing in the front yard with all their neighborhood friends. I was experiencing some hard, not consistent contractions as I was overdue with our youngest daughter. Jerry was working the late shift and had just arrived home to see me in the living room breathing through another contraction. By this time, all the kids came in to greet their dad and saw what was going on, and instead of Jerry getting all nervous to get me to the hospital, Bob took on that role and informed us that he would be driving the lead car with lights flashing so he could get us to the hospital. That was the last time we saw Bob.
This, I guess, is true.
And saw Bob pacing and wondering what took us so long, as he had been waiting for at least 10 minutes. It's a good thing there were no cops around to stop him for speeding. That shocks me. The next morning, when Jerry went home to see how everyone was doing and let them know that they all had a baby sister, he realized that Bob had gone home and had an all-night party with alcohol involved. Three stories of Bob's early age alcohol addiction, why he drinks so much to this day.
Early age addiction.
Oh my God.
I'm excited to be a part of your big old ass day. Sorry, she made me say that.
When I was told that there was going to be a roast, my first thoughts were, you and everyone there that knows me should be thankful I'm not there. I'm roasting you harder than Nikki Glazier on Tom Brady. When Bob decided he was going to be a vegan, I thought, well, okay, he had enough meat in high school. It's hard to say negative things about you, buddy, when it's not to your face. It means so much to me.
Hey, I just want you to know, Bob, that you and Allison mean so much to me. I was super excited to meet you guys on our first date that we went together to Idaho Falls 13 years ago. But we really just want to wish you a happy 60th birthday and let you know that we love you more than a fat kid loves cake.
Love you, buddy. You guys take care and enjoy it.
Happy birthday, brother. Who'd have thought you'd make it to 60 years old? I mean, especially
Who'd
with some of
thunk
those
that you're
boys
2 years younger than me?
Who lets a first grader convince them to put their hand on a hot burner in the stove? Who lets a first-time driver drive their little AMC Hornet down the road and let them get crashed? To be honest with you, though, that really wasn't me that crashed your car. It was Debbie.
Was it?
And I took the blame for it or anything like that.
Bullshit.
Anyway, I just want to wish you a happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. I'll keep it short and sweet since I'm sure Dad has at least one short story he wants to tell, and I don't know how long of a video you can make with Dad's short story. So, happy birthday, brother. Hope you have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Happy birthday, Robert James. Wow, how could that be? My oldest son is 60 years old. Hell, I'm barely in the 70s. He loved Pinky, but after a year or so, Pinky died. That's when he asked, I can't find Pinky. I said to him, well, Pinky went to heaven with all the other animals who have died. And the conversation was about heaven, etc. The next day or two, I was looking out the window and I saw Bobby throwing up in the air Pinky's rabbit food. I asked him what he was doing, and he said, feeding Pinky up in heaven. Well, that's a cute story, right? Well, no, he was 17 years old.
No.
You didn't know that.
He's like maybe
Bob was young
4.
teenager, 16 spring, went down fishing on the Missouri River in Great Falls, Montana, where he grew up. By the river is a park called Giant Springs, where there is a large natural spring water which flowed into the Missouri River. This place was several miles from our house. And the kids would walk down there to fish, and I thought that was pretty cool and pretty ambitious of them. They would come home with a streamer full of nice big trout. I thought Bob and his friends were damn good fishermen. Well, later on I found out how and why they caught those nice big trout. Next to the park in Giant Springs, there was an enclosed fish hatchery. Everyone knows about fish hatcheries. After the fish get so big, they dump them back into the rivers and streams. You guessed it, Bob was catching his fish out of the hatchery, an enclosed, high-fenced area with signs saying, no fishing.
No. They either let him out, I just snagged him.
So I guess they must have been pretty good in casting and landing a fish over a fence. Talent maybe? No, just cheating. So people out there, when you hear stories now from Bob on how many and how big a fish you got, question his credibility. Oh Bobby, living in Missoula, Montana, we had our nephews, Philip, Paul, and David, Bob's cousins, come stay with us from out of town for a few days. At that time, I worked for Pepsi distributor. I would bring home a few cases of Pepsi canned products, and I'd keep them, the full cases, down in the basement. I accumulated quite a few stacks of all the flavors that we carried. Bob being the oldest son, I'm blaming him for the following incident. Well, his cousins, one of them the same age and 2 older, I came home from work and went downstairs to see the kids and their cousins, because that is where they had their playroom and had a hangout area. And as I got downstairs, the kids were not there and must have been outside the neighborhood playing. I saw the floor was all wet and wondered what happened, and I looked around and I saw my stacked Pepsi cases had holes in the cans and discovered what a wet, sticky mess was on the floor. I knew it was the boys.
It was those other ones. My cousins.
Bob probably had his first short, long lecture. He was pretty young then. But how the story progressed.
And it's still going, huh, Bob? Same lecture.
Oh, by the way, they had a dartboard in the basement with the real sharp darts for playing the game with the kids. Well, these boys, with Bob, shook the cases and threw darts at the cans to explode them, and soda shot all over the basement. Well, another story of how Bob started off his life as a gangster at a younger age. Robert James Bowler, my son of 60 years. I'm so proud of you, of how life as a child growing up as a fun, loving, ambitious character, enjoying your family, friends, and always on the go, playing sports, camping, fishing, and loving the outdoors. You've been my pal, hanging out, playing ball. I coached you in baseball for several years, and I was hard on you to do the best you could be, and and you were an excellent ball player. You're a caring and confident brother to all 4 of your siblings. After schooling was over, you always had a job and progressed forward, always pursuing the best you could be in your career and still to this day. A great provider and a great example of what a father should be in raising your 4 children. You also made the best decision in your life in finding and marrying your amazing and lovely wife, Miss Allison. She is your rock and you are hers. Both of you make your family a union of so much love, kindness, and respect to all. You are in our hearts with so much love always. Love you, son.
Feed that kid.
Look at him watching.
He's actually He's actually knows how to say it.
We'd like to open the floor to anyone that would want to come over and roast my dad. I really hope his butt buddy Craig.
I literally.
Speaking of butt buddies.
Spill the tea. Spill the tea.
Talk about a couple missing photos that are probably at your house from some hunting trips. Do you remember them?
Oh yeah.
We went to Wyoming once, and I drove all the way to course so Bob could sit there and eat Cheetos and fucking drink all the way there. So I took a nap, fell asleep in the tent like this, and smart ass came over and put a spoon in the crack of my ass. Started taking Polaroids.
That wasn't a
teeth.
spoon.
It was the dildo.
That's not the only Polaroid.
No, they were in the house. So, as you know, he couldn't hold off. He had to show me the pictures. So, I know him. I waited till the next morning. I knew his routine. He'd get up. His favorite laxative is newspaper ink back in the old days. So he was out doing his shit. Me being the bow hunter I am, I snuck right up on him and got about from me to house, and I said, "Hey, bud." He looked over and I got a sweet Polaroid of him reading the paper. Half his ass hanging out. Another one in the Uintas. Bob got his first deer with this bow.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
And we got up to it and he was like, "We gonna gut it?" I was like, "You're gonna gut it, my man." So he proceeded to start gutting it. And said, "You gotta cut around his balls and his dick." He had no problem with that, you know. Both of them.
He caressed around it.
I said, "Now you gotta get down and you gotta cut around his butthole so you can get all his guts out." Well, he was having a hard time getting his knife in there. I said, "Dude, you gotta get your finger in there. Don't firm it up so you can get going around there." So he did, we got it done. We got back to camp and started talking to Lee, remember Lee? Started talking to Lee and Bob says, "Yeah, it was really hard cutting around the asshole until I got my finger in it." He looked back and yelled, "What?"
Everybody adds stuff to stories. I did shit.
Bob's on his tree, but hey, he did get a deer, so congrats.
Finally,
Love you, brother. That's been 60.
So I'm sitting out in the garage. It was fairly early in the morning, drinking coffee, having a smoke. Bob calls me and says, "Hey, you got any ramps?" I said, "Ramps? What the hell you need ramps for?" He's like, "We just bought the property. He's getting back into camping and shit. So he's got a 55-gallon drum full of water. He's going to try to roll it up in the truck." I'm like, "Dude, why don't you just empty it, put it in the truck, empty it, fill it in the truck?" Like, "What a great idea."
I want to say something. Oh, Chet, did you want to?
One of my favorite pastimes is Bob. Would you come over for the football game?
He just stands right next to the TV.
That's so true.
Because the eyesight's the first to go. True. Okay, Cody.
Oh, shit.
It's a good joke.
This will be made up stuff.
It's a good joke right here. The joke is Bob's golf swing.
Oh!
Today.
I got a joke for you.
Save the best for last. Well, that's what I've known you for a long time.
About half of what she says is going to be true.
Well, and they're all out of order, so I kind of have to move around.
She's old.
She's got fucking pages.
Oh, hell yeah, I know.
As most of you know, Bob and I talked over the phone for months, actually almost 2 years, before actually meeting in person. When I was going to meet him for the first time, he told me that he would be the one in white pants and a red and white striped shirt. I guess you could say I found my Waldo.
Is that why there was 2 dildos in the bathroom?
Let's see. When I first got pregnant, I was terrified. Not only did I know this man for only a few months, instead of weeks, few months, he also has a gigantic head. So you imagine. Right, out of that, okay?
Then as you can imagine.
There he is. There he is. There's my deed. Let's see. As a first-time wife, I tried to do the best to stay at home while he went to work, and thought he really loved it when I made my weekly sloppy joes. But I misunderstood, honey, sorry. He liked getting sloppy with Joe. He likes them extra sloppy. The key to a good marriage is quality time. My favorite days of the week are Wednesdays, sometimes Tuesdays, sometimes Thursdays, even sometimes the weekend when Bob's at pool. And in all honesty, we do have a lot of dinners together. Let's see, sorry, gotta find it. Oh my gosh, where'd it go?
You're doing great.
I know.
You're not choking at all.
Oh.
You're not joking.
Yeah. So luckily we've got to host a lot of big dinners lately. We've hosted dinners for Trump. We've hosted dinners for the Eagles team, you know, pool. We've hosted YouTube, Twitter, but now it's not Twitter anymore. And the whole entire cast from Survivor. And they brought you back. They were all brought to you by Bob's fucking phone. That's dinner time.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you do.
Check your screen time.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see, I'm almost done. After 30 years, I couldn't ask for a better partner, Bob, with you. We've had a lot of the ups and downs, and we mostly have had a lot of you've had a lot of downs. Down on your knees, servicing Craig.
Why do you leave her laugh?
With a spoon. It's been 60 years, and he still doesn't know how to tie his shoes. But you can tie your shoes. Hey, honey. I couldn't ask for a better partner in life and spend 60 years with.
Depend.
You know?
You said
Depend and yes, and here's my present.
This is going down.
But no, honestly, you've been the best. And I'm glad you're a good sport. I love you.
One extra. She got us. No, go over there, Mom.
One time, when we were living with my mom and dad.
Oh, you're really gonna tell this?
Tell it.
This better be the story I know of.
He used Henry cream as toothpaste on accident. It was.
I didn't.
Yeah.
He did. And the best thing that came out of it, that his farts smelled minty fresh.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Thanks, everyone.
You've been officially
officially roasted.
Pretty cool! It's only fair. It's open the floor up to you.
Yeah, you get to.
You want to roast him in your butt, buddy?
Yeah,
sure. You don't roast. You can bring
You can say whatever you like.
Okay, not the roast. You can bang.
You're 60, so.
You can thank me for the honest story.
You guys like put me on the spot.
It was good.
You
I thought about it.
You
yeah.
roast every day, Bob. He does.
I do.
That was your roasted.
This was well deserved. Yeah.
Roasted and roasted.
Thanks everybody for coming out. It means a lot to me.
He made it really strong.
You guys are an important part of my life, and I love you all, man.
Love you.